Hey everybody, this is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, January the 14th. Hey, we're going to talk fishing on Guntersville, Weiss Lake, Neely Henry, Logan Martin, Lay Lake, Lake Martin, and Jordan Lake. Be right back with what the guys have to say. Bucks Island is proud to announce an exciting event coming to Gadsden in conjunction with Greater Gadsden Area Tourism and FishNeelyHenryLake.com. The Bass University is back in class at the venue January 21st and 22nd. All-day seminars with some of the best anglers in the business. We've got Mike Iaconelli, Matt Herron, Scott Canterbury, Brian Thrift, Ryan Salzman, and Brandon Lester teaching you techniques. A great session. 2 days, all day long, plus Saturday night right here at Bucks Island. The meet and greet that we'll have after the seminars are over for the evening. Enough time to get to fellowship with the pros, see some new stuff in the loft, and then go out to dinner and spend time with your friends enjoying the nightlife here in Gadsden. The Bass University, January 21st and 22nd, right here at the Gadsden venue. Come see us. Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, January the 14th. We are joined by our good friend Lee Pitts from Weiss Lake, the crappie king of Weiss Lake. What's going on up there at Weiss Lake these days?
Weather's a factor right now. That's just one of the things this time of year. I think that's going to be the intro for the next few weeks. But got a little weather issues that we're dealing with, but the fish are still biting. Typical kind of late winter, trying to reach a little bit of springtime fishing. They're starting to get in some of the bigger tributaries and the bigger creeks here on Weiss, on the crappie end of it. The fish are out there deep. And just kind of what I'm doing right now, the key to it is just covering water. I'm getting out there and firing that Mercury up, and I'm counting on my Humminbird electronics to just I'll roll till I find them. When you find them, sit down on them and catch them till they bust up, and start the process over again.
So that's the crappie bite. Sure, you're going a little vertical, trying to find those fish that are down next to that stuff. What about the bass bite at Weiss Lake?
This week the bass bite has been a little slow. I wish I had some better news, but it's just been one of those things. Weather once again has been a factor for us. The fish that we're catching are good fish though. It seems to be you're not getting as many bites and catching the numbers of fish that we have in the past few weeks, but the quality is there.
Yeah, square bills, a little bit of spinnerbait, big blade, that kind of stuff, and then turn into flipping, I'm sure is the best. Okay, talk Neely Henry. What are we seeing there?
Neely's about the same as Weiss right now. We got a lot of water moving, got a lot of water coming that way. It's just one of those things, just trying to find some of the spots that you don't have just that straight line current coming through there. Any of the bends, some of the creek mouths and things like that seem to be where the fish are holding up right now. And you can catch them on moving bait, like you said, spinner bait, even a rattle trap a little bit. We've had some stain. I think that jerkbait bite has slowed up some just because of the water coloration that we've got right now. Things will start picking back up. Biggest thing is hit it and move. It's kind of like a boxer. Hit it and move. Hit it and move.
Well, Lee, man, as always, we appreciate everything. Thanks for your expertise.
See you next week, guys.
Some exciting news from all of us at Bucks Island in conjunction with Greater Gadsden Area Tourism. The Bass University, January 21st and 22nd at the venue. Mike Iaconelli, Brian Thrift, Matt Herron, Scott Canterbury, Brandon Lester, and Ryan Salzman. Learn fishing, 2 days, intensive stuff. Come see us. Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, January the 14th. We are joined by our good friend Tom Ott from up there who loves Lake Guntersville, that king of the hill, Guntersville Lake, King Tom Ott. What's happening up there at Guntersville, Tom?
Well, the weather's made me feel like the Joker here lately, but I tell you what, Dano. It's Guntersville. We've had some mild temperatures this past week. We kind of got missed by that big rain that came through. We've had the current and we've had some color to the water, but the fish have really responded with these mild temperatures. There's a lot of bait out there in the lake, and tough right now. To go out and not catch 3 or 4 pounders. And that sounds real good until you come to the weigh-in and you see that 25 pounds has won a tournament. So still got to move around and catch those big fish. But there's a lot of really nice keeper-sized fish being caught out there. The frit side is really paying good dividends. And obviously the A-rig right now, it's just it's hard to keep that out of your hands. But a single swim bait right now is catching some big fish. I just don't think that those fish are as, in a big group. You're just kind of having to work your way through and catch some smaller fish, and then you'll catch a big fish here or there. But, right now things are looking pretty good. And it's the time of the year where Guntersville starts to show out a little bit as well. So we're just a few weeks away from that time, and the rattle trap will start picking up. Everything's just looking really, really peachy. I hate to keep painting a great picture, but that's the way it is up here.
Well, there's nothing wrong if you're going out to go fun fishing to catch a bunch of 3.5, 4 pound fish.
Absolutely.
Even 2 pounders. If you can catch 20 or 30 of those, that's a lot of fun. You're talking about rattle trap bite. Is that still in the drains, lift and hop? Is it a steady retrieve? What are we looking at?
Right now I'm just dragging that thing and just kind of moving it around. When you feel the grass, you lift it up, pop it a little bit, and that's when those fish are really sucking it in. And that'll continue, I think, until probably up through February. It won't be a real fast bite unless we get some. Who knows around here? We may get 70-degree weather, and those fish will just go crazy. But right now, I mean, they're still a little lethargic. But I'm telling a swim bait and an A rig, they're really freight training that thing. Working the square bill again, a pretty slow retrieve. I like it to have a little bit of action to it, pop it from the grass, but it's still a very slow kind of retrieve. They just seem to react to that better than ripping it through there right now.
Well, Tom, as always, man, we appreciate it. Thanks for the time, and we'll talk to you again next week.
All right, guys, we'll see you out there. Tight lines, and good luck. Be safe.
Well, good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, January the 14th. We are joined by Josh Herron, our good friend and pro staffer from down there. Josh, what's going on at Logan Martin and Lay Lake?
Same old, dude. Not a lot's changed. It's still decent. There's some big fish getting caught over the past week, though. I know of a 9 and an 8 that have been caught.
That's at Logan Martin?
I think the 8 got caught at Logan and a 9 got caught at Lay. So, but same deal, nothing to go with them. So it's some of our remnants of our Marks Outdoors fish, I think.
Some of those plants that were done in the. I got
Yeah.
you.
So, but no, man. It's still rise and grind. It's getting better slowly, but and fish are starting to kind of do their straight up winter deal. You either catch on really shallow, and it traditionally happens in the afternoons, or they're pretty much out on bait. They're running around chasing bait in 20, 15, stuff like that, but they're suspended. So it's time of year where you can do the Demiki thing. You can scrounge your fish. You can throw a Kitech, stuff like that when the water clarity works for it. But with all the water we've had, it's kind of got the river blown out.
Yeah.
So you're starting to have to look at these bluff ends and kind of these little transition banks where it runs off from these bluffs into flats.
If forward-facing sonar is a big help when this time of the year when the fish are suspended, but if you don't have forward-facing sonar, what's the best approach?
You go boldly into the abyss with a Mountain Dew. No, man. Watch for birds. Same way you did 20 years ago. These birds will push bait. They know a whole lot more about it than we do.
Mm-hmm.
But it's forward-facing sonars definitely changed the way we handle business. But without it, you could still run around and just count it down. You got side imaging, pretty much everybody does, or graph in general.
Yeah.
When you're idling around, you see a pot of bait that's sitting at 20 feet. Throw a scrounger out there, count to 20, and start winding.
Yep.
So countdown still works.
Old school fishing can still produce results. Josh, as always, man, we appreciate it. Thanks for the time, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Thanks, buddy.
Some exciting news from all of us at Bucks Island in conjunction with Greater Gadsden Area Tourism. The Bass University, January 21st and 22nd at the venue. Mike Iconelli, Brian Thrift, Matt Herron, Scott Canterbury, Brandon Lester, and Ryan Salzman. Learn fishing 2 days. Intensive stuff. Come see us. Well, good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, January the 14th. Hey, we're joined on the phone by Gentry Gordy, our pro staffer from down there around Lake Martin and Jordan Lake. Hey, let's start with Lake Jordan. What's going on down there, Gentry?
I don't know if I think that water's going to start to clear up a little bit. So your A rigs, are going to come into more. People throw them more all day when that water starts to clear up. Your jerk baits and stuff like that. But I'm still concentrating. If I'm not throwing an A rig out on your main lake, the mouths of your pockets and your points, I'm still concentrating mid pockets with a jig, chatterbait, and crankbaits and stuff like that.
Crankbaits, are you talking flat sides, or are you still throwing square bills down there?
It's hard this time of year, it's hard to beat the flat-sided crankbaits. Just depends on, whether it's a 8-foot runner or a square bill flat-sided. But, yeah, this time of year, it's hard for me to get away from a flat-sided crankbait, even on a square bill.
Yeah, you want something with a little more subtle action through it. Shad
That's right.
wraps, frit sides, some of those kinds of things tend to be pretty good.
And your paws too. Paws and crankbaits. It seems to help a little bit when that water gets cool.
Oh, a start-stop technique seems to be a little bit better. Okay. All right, let's turn our attention to Lake Martin. What are we seeing out of Lake Martin?
Lake Martin's it's still a lot of the same. But I think as we just keep. The water's not getting really warmer, but it ain't getting cooler. I think you'll see your better largemouth start to pull up into your shallower areas. There's time, this time of year, I've caught some of my biggest largemouth in a foot of water up underneath the floating dock, where the back may be out of the water, just the front's in the water. They'll climb right up in there.
Yeah.
But it's just a numbers game, just going out and having fun. It's, your crankbaits and your jerk baits and your A-rigs, because the water's clear there. It's your main lake points and your rocks. That's what's fun.
So is it something to get a bigger bite? You got to change your techniques. Are you looking at brush piles again, maybe rock piles with a jig, or maybe a shaky head or something?
Yeah, that's where your bigger bites are going to come from. You can stumble across a big spotted bass, in the school, but if you can waste a lot of time chasing them on that forward-facing sonar. The ones I have found dropping down on them, they're fun. You can sit there and catch on school, but they're a pound and a half.
I got you. Well, Gentry, as always, man, we appreciate everything, and we will talk to you again next week.
All right, guys, thanks.
Well, that'll do it for our Bucks Island area fishing report for Saturday, January the 14th. Hey, thanks to spending the time with us every week that you do. We hope these guys are helping you put a few more fish in your boat or on your creel. Thanks for spending the time with us. You're the most important part of Bucks Island, and we appreciate you. And from all of us at Bucks Island, Happy New Year, and get out fishing.